guys, time is winding down for FL2k, and you know, this thing ain't cooperating the way we want it to. And I said I was gonna add weight, and a lot of people are like, don't add weight, you know, figure out the front chassis first. Adding weight is a very normal thing, if you guys don't know. James's 240 has added weight, his Nova's added weight, Leroy's got weight in the back. Cars add weight all the time. It's not, you can't just solve everything with a couple clicks. So adding weight is normal. It may be a little bit of a band-aid. It may not be the perfect answer. There's 10 ways to get to the right answer. I'm kind of just going off of what I feel is right. And I also have talked to a ton of other people about other bar angle changes to try along with adding weight. I'm gonna try one thing at a time, but bar angle changes, I got a couple ideas. I want to plot the car a little bit and see what kind of angles we're working with. I've never really messed with that too much. Tighten up the front end all the way, max tight, and put provisions for some weight. So, shout out to my buddy Justin Jordan at Jordan Performance. He has a 6-second Mustang, and he hasn't raced it since like 2019, 2018, and it was going 690, street car, fast car. I spent about an hour up there at his shop today. We were just talking, going over everything, talking through all of this kind of stuff. And I went there just for weight, because he was gonna loan me these weights to try. And we ended up going down deep rabbit hole of all kinds of things. Here are some weights that I can try to mount up. This one, 41 pounds, I'm gonna try to avoid. 13-pound one and a 20-pound one. I think I'm gonna put provisions for both of these. So I need to drill some holes to where these could be added at the track easily. And then I can go from there. So probably gonna mount them to the frame rails right here in the front. Up here, very sturdy point, not the headlight, but the frame rail and frame rail. So I'll put the 13-pound one here and the 20-pound one here. Ability to add it, but I still want to try a couple things with the bar angles. This is an F body, so you don't get a ton of movement. You get a torque arm in the middle, a big long arm all the way to the transmission with 4 holes of adjustment up and down. And then you get lower control arms with a couple holes of adjustment. That's it in the back. And obviously ride height and coilovers, but that's it. That's all you get. So try a few different things with that. Put it up on jack stands so I can measure things at ride height and see where we're kind of at from there. And then here's another idea I had. So this nitrous bottle, nitrous bottles are heavy. This is probably 30 pounds right here. I'm going to most likely move this to the passenger seat because right now it's over the back axle. So less weight over the back axle, better. It's not going to be in the front, but it's not going to be in the back. So moving a little weight forward, try to center the weight a little bit better, and hope for the best from there. So try a couple different things. I know it sounds like a big swing. I'm not going to put the weight on yet, but I'm going to set up the provision for the weight. I'm going to measure all the bar angles. I'm going to make a little bar adjustment, and then I'm going to move the nitrous bottle. So next time we go to the track in the next day or so, I can try again, see what it does before I pull any power. Well, there's Bowser. Please don't mess anything up. So I'm gonna do some bar adjustments first. That is going to be my first step. I'm probably gonna try to get some scales to weigh the car too, and then see where we're at percentage-wise. I know it's like 56% nose weight and 40 whatever back, 44% back. And that should help a little bit. And hopefully we can learn something from this. But FL2k is coming soon. I know it can probably get down the track if I either pull power or if I just put that old gear back in, the 350 gear. I could put that in and be done, but if I can make this work, we can go a good bit faster. So a couple tenths here if I can make this work. So the car is on 4 jack stands. The lift is just under it. It's not actually holding it up. The car is ride height right now. Both tires are even off the ground and the suspension is loaded. This should be how the car sits if I have my brain correct. Now I'm gonna slide under it and measure all of the bars and start doing some math. Okay, so here are some quick stuff I'm figuring out. So lower control arm, torque arm. Lower control arm is 19 inches, 7.7 degrees. up, so you guys understand that. It's basically just a triangle. The torque arm length is 44 inches and the torque arm degrees is 0.1. So basically 100% flat. That thing is very, very flat. I got this little degree measuring guy, so the torque arm is actually flatter than this table. Actually flatter than pretty much everything in here. That's pretty flat. Yeah, pretty flat for the roof sitting here, yeah. So, now to do some calculations. I don't know what kind of calculations yet, but something. All right, so day 2 of working on this thing. They were supposed to test tonight at the track, but it actually got rained out. I am just fighting with the bars on this, trying to figure out what to do. I've talked to a bunch of people about how to kind of do it right. So I had to move this one down. I still got to tighten a couple things, but I had to move this one down. And then I had to lengthen this one. I had to mess with this one up here and mess with the 2 lower control arms to try to get the angle of the pinion a little better. So talked to a bunch of people about what they like to do at full droop on their pinion angle. They like about 5 degrees. I'm struggling to get much more than this, but when it's on the ground, I'm seeing about 0, so that's good. I was seeing about 10 degrees at full droop, so I got a lot of pinion angle out of it. I lowered this bar back down to try, like I said, things are loose. I lowered this bar back down to try to test that out. So change the pinion angle, change the bar angle, move some weight around, and try this again before we go too crazy. So Thursday, tomorrow, hopefully I can test, and then hopefully, if I need it, Friday is also going to be a test session. I'm trying to just use test and tunes. I don't want to spend the big money on a private day. Kind of trying to do this a little cheaper. Last year I spent a bunch of money, or previous races I've spent a bunch of money testing right before, trying to avoid that. I would like to get a little bit out of this, but I'm going to lower it down onto the ground again. I was using some jack stands and tires to try to get it level. And up here I added 13 pounds to this side, 2 big bolts right through the frame rail, so super safe. And they're lock washers on the inside, nice and tight. 13 pounds onto this side. I didn't add anything on this side. Over here we have some weight already. I don't have a corner scale. Obviously the turbo's up and back that way, and you know, it's not exactly even. I got a surge tank right here, intercooler right here, a bunch of lines and stuff, so it's tough. And I sit on this side, so I'm just kind of going with my gut feeling that this should bring it a little closer to corner balanced, especially because I don't have a passenger seat in there right now and stuff, but I'm hopeful. We'll see. Maybe I'll borrow some scales today and give it a real test. But yeah, 13 pounds up on the nose and try these changes. Hopefully, I'm gonna lower it all down and check pinion angle again and check drive transmission angle, because it's really a relative thing, like relative angle to what your pinion is. And you also have to take into account when your car separates. So you don't want your car to squat. Well, that's up for debate. I don't want this car to squat. I want it to try to kind of hike up the rear of the body and nose down a little bit, like it's trying to like accelerate forward, like a snow plow, I guess you could call it. But trying for that, and hopefully these adjustments may help us get a little bit closer. So you also have to check your pinion angle separated where you think it's going to separate to. So if mine separates, 2 inches, maybe 3 inches, anti-squat is what they call it, then I can see what the pinion angle is there, separated 2 inches. But it's hard to tell. I need to make like some wheel blocks for this thing, or get like a set, some 2x4 ones or something, to really know and to really be able to go through all this stuff. But for now, this is where I'm at. It's not the easiest thing to do. The pinion angle may settle a little bit too when I drive it and move it, but from here it seems pretty good. I did screw up, obviously, the alignment and stuff by doing this, but I've been using the body line here and the tire on both sides to try to keep the alignment good. I'll probably get some tape measures and go from wheel to wheel and see what we're looking at there, but just kind of makeshift alignment. I'm just rambling, just going through all this stuff. I don't know if it's anything of interest, but talking to people, trying to learn all this stuff is so important. A plotter would be nice, like a CAD style plotter, but again, I would need a lot of information that I don't really truly know and have, or I mean, I guess I could get it all, but I've never tried a plotter. It would be fun, but torque arms are weird. So if this was like a, you know, double control arm car, like a 4-link Mustang or something, you would have an upper bar kind of right here that goes into the body, and then you would be able to measure the intersect point between the two bars. But with the torque arm, the intersect point is weird because it kind of goes like that up at the top. Can you see that? Like it goes from the top of the torque arm to there, and then up to there, and then from the bottom all the way up. Then there's another bend right here. It's weird. I guess, I don't know if you'd go off the bottom one, but that's just the lower control arm angle pretty much. So I don't know how you exactly do it. I'm learning. I don't know everything about these cars, and that's kind of fun. Well guys, big time bummer. I probably look horrible. Cut my hair. Bronte cut my hair for me. She said, I woke up this morning, went on my bike ride, and I came back and it was kind of just all over the place, and I was like, it's time. Cut it all off. Gone. See you later. Bye. It is Thursday, and the car is on the trailer, and we are ready to freaking floor it. Don't wheelie. If I do, if it wheelies, I can turn the power down. I have the switch, I have the iBoost, alpha loaded in a couple switches in there. I'm gonna leave it on setting 5, see if it gets down. If it doesn't get down, going to reevaluate. I'm not gonna say what I'll do next because that all depends on what the video shows, and then go from there. So, step by step, here we go. Let's hope it gets down. You can do this, car. You've done this a million times. Done this before. So, load up all my junk and head to the track. Let's freaking go. Dang, look at these two pewter hot rods right here. They both have in common that they look like they've been in accidents this week. They're kind of the same color though. Like, I don't know if you call that silver or pewter or...
It's like a silver gold.
Moldy, a little bit on the front there. We're in the same boat. Dang.
Very cheap chassis with a lot of...
Way too much into them.
Way too much money under the hood.
Yeah. And they always start off like, oh, the expensive part's just the engine, and then you have all the cage and wiring and stuff, and you're like, oh, the expensive part's all of it. But gonna try to get this thing down track without bringing the nose up in the air and breaking another windshield. That would be ideal. Bronte, how you doing?
Good. Had some Wawa pizza on the way.
I know, I feel like that's kind of blasphemous.
What?
I don't know, blasphemous to be talking about Wawa pizza? It's like very like against, you know, our nature.
Italian enough?
Just New Yorker more. Italian.
That might be my new go-to Wawa dinner.
I mean, that's fair. You know, when you're on your way to the track and you want to grab something quick, I get it. I get it. So, just warmed this thing up. Gonna warm the nitrous bottle, put some ice in it, and go down the track some way or another.
See what it does. left way better. Oh, I'm sure he's gonna be happy with that.
That is awesome. It just went right down. 118 60 foot, really good. 5.0. I don't know what Alpha did to my two-step, but it was freaking popping and banging, and it was really soft. Like, I had to really click that button like 15 times to bump it in. Like, it was hardly even budging. I don't know what did that, but I'm here for it. That was freaking awesome. 5.0 at 135 in the 8th. That was a really good 8th mile. I got out of it early, but I'm super pumped about that. Very happy with it. Normally I'm not happy with it. Today I am. So it's a nice surprise when the car works,
Not
right?
going to the crusher yet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, going up for what is most likely our last pass of the night. That's about it. Seeing if this truck's moving. Okay, perfect. Get it moving, bud. Last pass of the night, most likely. Nitrous looks good pressure. I sent Alpha a log. He said nitrous was off pretty much 70% of that pass. We were 10 miles an hour slow from our PB, but we were only a 1/10 slow from our PB. So the 60 foot helped a lot with that. Me and Kyle almost exchanged paint there a little bit. It would look the same, which is funny. You wouldn't even tell. I think I need to replace my fuel filters.
Sheesh! Look at that view.
Look at this unit. Zoom in, it looks a little clapped.
Yeah, that was an awesome pass. I lifted right at the 8th mile, 5.0 at 141, so the mile an hour was awesome. It still rolled to an 8.2 at 131, 120 60 foot, so it was down a little bit. The mile an hour was way up, so Alpha threw some more power into it, but it just it kind of shimmied a little bit on the line, so I think that's where I lost some 60 foot. And I also, because the bump is so smooth right now, I need to turn the bump up a little bit. I have my 2 controls right there. I just didn't want to mess with anything. I need to add a little bit more to the bump because I'm getting so shallow into the second beam. If you guys know what I mean, like the second bulb, I'm just in it. So I need to deep stage a little bit more to get that 60 foot down a little bit, but not really super concerned about that. I'm just happy it's getting down. And 5.0 is a really good spot to be. It did that back-to-back passes. Super pumped with that, so heck yeah, time to load this thing up. I want to align the front end a little bit because it's trying to steer with the front. I can feel it when I'm just driving, like the wheel is turned a little bit, so I need to mess with the tie rods a little, but whew, man, this is a big relief. I am so happy I was able to make these changes and it actually worked. That time it felt like the rear end worked really well, even though I didn't really change anything. It felt like it hiked up a little bit better and maybe got out of the hole a little better, but heck yeah, pumped about that. 2 solid passes in the books. I mean, that would have been a, 780, 775-ish, probably like a 780. So happy with that. We can go to FL2k with that and be super happy. So drain my nitrous out of the lines. All the nitrous out. Open the solenoid. See you later, buddy. That's all she's got. Alright. Alright, well, it's pretty late here. I just got the car back and unloaded and into the shop. And I'm just pumped, guys. That was really relieving to have the car go down back-to-back twice. And even playing with some tuning on it. Alpha sent some stuff back and forth. And the first pass went 5.07 with a 118 60 foot, and it went 135 miles an hour, but it went 330 to the 330. So it went 330 to the 330. You guys can see that if you want to pause and read it. And obviously both passes I only ran to the 8th mile. And then the second pass went a slower 60 foot, 120 60 foot, but it went 327, so it picked up, you know, a number and a half to the 330. And then it went 501 at 141, so it picked up all over the place, and it was flying. I mean, it rolled to an 825, whatever, I can't see it from here, but 825 at 131. I mean, it was on a good lick there. So I gotta watch the videos back a little bit and see what it kind of did on the 60 foot, see if it kind of shimmied a little bit. Maybe that's why it suffered a little. Maybe I need to evaluate a couple things, but I feel very confident in what I learned, which is really cool. I'm very happy that, like, you know, I took all this information from like 10 different F-body guys. They all gave me different input and their thoughts, and they were all pretty aligned, but I kind of took all that and like honed it into me. And I think I'm in a pretty good spot right now with how I know the car and the chassis and some of the stuff that it's doing. I don't know everything. I'm definitely learning. Somebody that knows everything can't be taught. So, or what's the quote? Somebody that already knows can't learn. So I try to avoid being in that situation where I think I know. But you also got to be careful who you listen to. Whatever. Rambling. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I got a fan going on, but I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I only had enough nitrous and ice and fuel and stuff for 2 passes. I didn't really plan on making a bunch. I just wanted to kind of see what the car was doing, and I'm just ecstatic. That's exactly what I needed. I didn't need anything more than that. So feeling pretty ready for FL2k. I'm gonna send Alpha a data log, talk to him a little bit and see what he's thinking, and then maybe go from there. But that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.